Hey, how's it going everyone? It's that Blow Up Arth here and welcome back to the channel and another car review. Now I have quite a few of these lined up and each one is just as good as the other. Believe me, I've got some awesome cars lined up for you all, and today we have one that is definitely very cool indeed. And a lot of you Honda enthusiasts out there are really going to like this one, because today we have the Honda ep2 Civic, and this is going to be fun. So that's right people, today we have a Honda Civic, but not just any Honda Civic, because I have the ep2 variant. Now the ep2 and the ep3, a lot of people will say they're the same, but they're actually not. The main differences between the two are engine and a few little bits here and there. The biggest one really is the engine and the body and styling. This one though, as you'll probably see, and if you are a Honda enthusiast, you'll probably get it straight away, this has an ep3 Type R body kit, which is really awesome because I do love a good ep3 Type R. So it's cool to see a full-on body kit on this car, and we will go through it like we usually do. But I think, of course, with this being an ep2, we should start off with the biggest difference, and that's the engine. Now, with the ep3 being the Type R model of its generation, it received from the factory a 2-litre naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, or more commonly known as the K20A. But with this being the Sport model, this instead receives a 1.6-litre naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. So, sort of the same, but of course it does have a difference in its size. But apart from that, this is pretty much the same engine. Now, of course, with these having two different engines, the power figures are also different. The ep3 runs around 220-ish, and that pushes it through the front wheels, whilst the ep2 Sport pushes 114 through its front wheels. But that still isn't bad at all. That's a healthy amount of power for a car like this. And with a few mods and changes here and there, you could definitely easily get it up to 150 or even above. I mean, as I said, these are naturally aspirated, and a lot of people do boost Type R's, and you could definitely do the same to this. So you could get it up to maybe 200 plus without even having to do too much. So you can have that ep3 Type R fun with the engine and modifications, but you can do it for a lot cheaper, which is why I love these cars. ep2s really are fantastic little motors, and I definitely think you can get one of these as a first car as well. The ep3 Type R's, they can be cheap, but the insurance is definitely not. Bruh. So I would definitely advise trying for one of these as your first car if you want a Honda Civic, because I think you can get on one. Starting off with the front bumper here, and as I said, this is a full ep3 Type R conversion, which is very lovely indeed. I do love a good ep3, and I think that the ep3 styling has always been something that you just can't fault. You can never really pick out anything negative with an ep3, because they do look very, very smooth, but aggressive at the same time. Now, of course, I will put pictures up of the original ep2 front end, so you can sort of compare between the two, but the ep2 is more smoothish really, not really much going on in terms of aggression, just kind of sporty in a way, because of course it's not a normal Civic, it is a sport model, so it will receive a few things here and there. But of course, I guess we get to do the best of both and review an ep2 and 3 at the same time. So we have a really lovely front bumper here with the classic lights as well, which are very clean, by the way. You will not believe that this car has done 250,000 miles. And that is right, people. That is insane. I mean, the Honda, it's a Honda. It's going to last that much anyway. They're like VAGs. You can't really kill them unless you actually kill them by doing something yourself. But naturally, it takes a long time for them to go. And they actually get better with the more miles you put on them. And I've been informed that this car is a right B-road basher and a proper lot of fun. And I can believe that for sure. We've got the little Type R logo on the front there as well, which is a very nice little addition too. And apart from that, it's just a very flush, smooth front end with, of course, EP3 bits as well. So I suppose we should move to the side profile now, because that's where a lot of things go on and start to get quite spicy as well. So coming to the side profile now, and the first thing that we can see right off the bat are those lovely white wheels, and that is something that I haven't seen in quite a while. I mean, not many people rock with white wheels anymore, which is a bit of a shame, because especially against dark paint like black or blue, red, anything like that, they really do work. Of course, I know people do like to complain about, you know, keeping them clean and stuff like that, but you just got to wash them. That's all you got to do, really. And if you keep on top of them, then they're definitely worth it, because I mean, look at that. They just look awesome. Now, we will get a bit closer to the wheels in a minute or two, but just taking a look at the side profile itself, we have a lovely array of bits and bobs to look at, such as the rest of the Type R kit here from the EP3, which just sits so flush on the car. I mean, of course, the EP2 and 3 are pretty much the same car, bar a few differences here and there, but the suspension, the chassis, and most of it is the same. So it does make sense that you can just pretty much put on the EP3 kit and it will just work. And I definitely recommend it. It looks fantastic, especially in black too. I haven't seen many black Hondas recently, which is very weird. It's usually red or white. So it's quite interesting to see a black EP2/3. Very nice indeed. So here we are at the wheels now, and I do apologise if you can see my knees. I am currently sat on the floor because this car is quite low, but hey, the lower the better, right? But here we are with the white Rotor Grid Classics, and again, just like the car itself, this is a wheel you don't see very often, especially finished off in gloss white. This is a really nice combination of both colour and style. The design of these wheels are quite marvellous. We've got sort of a deep dish going on with all the spokes and a very nice silver Honda logo, which fits in there rather well. But in terms of the actual wheel itself, the whole combination of sort of like the stretch tyres we've got going on and just the wheel itself is fan-dabby-doozy. I'm really liking this, and this whole panel and section here is what I really like too. This is one of my favourite angles of a car, by the way, guys. This the fender, the way it goes into the bumper, and then if you've got a nice wheel too to go with it, it can end up being ace. Very much so. And in terms of the yellow calipers on this car, I do really like them. It's sort of a nice combination of colours here. We've got a nice flavour going on of black, white and yellow. So it's all gloss, which is very nice. I do like gloss paint. I think it looks really, really amazing on cars. And especially if you polish it, it can really shine in the sun. So 10 out of 10 setup here. Let's move on to the rear end. So here we are now with the rear end of the EP2/3 Civic, and definitely one of my favourite parts of the car is the rear end, because there's quite a lot going on, especially on the EP3 Type R. It's got so many lines, curves and aggressive features that makes it, well, one of the most iconic Honda Type Rs in my opinion. I mean, I love every Type R, but I think the EP3 is definitely my favourite. So it's nice to see a few of those accents and features on this EP2. So of course, starting out with this awesome, fantastic spoiler, which has got those lovely lines to it. I do like the way it kind of curves in and then back in to the boot. That is very nice indeed. And of course, again, finished off in that lovely gloss black. We do also have Pikachu making a nice little appearance there, guest star appearance. But coming to the rest of the boot, we have the awesome Honda logo as well, finished off in red. So I imagine that this whole car has been EP3 Type R conversioned, if that's the right way to say it. I mean, I'm not sure if maybe the whole boot lid has been changed as well, or if it was just the spoiler, as I'm not too sure when it comes to the panels on a Type R, whether you get the spoiler included or if it's just the boot lid. But anyway, it has the conversion. Coming to the bottom of the bumper as well, we've got more smooth accents and lines, but still aggressive and sporty at the same time. But I think the most aggressive part of this rear end is that gigantic exhaust, which is absolutely mental. I actually phoned the owner earlier and I got to hear it on the phone, and it was absolutely mental. So you guys are going to be able to hear it too in a little bit, and believe me, it is insane, but an awesome insane. I guarantee you that right now. We have an awesome little tow hook down here as well. I'm just reading it for you guys to get the brand, and I think that says EP Racing. So an awesome, nice little sort of bonus there, reference, that's the word I was trying to, I don't know why it's so difficult to find that in my head, but reference to the chassis. So EP Racing tow hook, finished off in not black, not white, but sort of a ruby red, which I think that's a great little addition and sort of adds to the Honda badges as well. So fantastic little addition there. We also have some shark fins at the bottom as well, creating sort of a DIY diffuser, but I do like that indeed. I've always thought that the EP3s should have come with a slight diffuser, maybe if it was just shark fins or like a small one, something like that. But it's still a smooth looking car at the end of the day, and still sporty too. So it is a win-win situation. But if you want a diffuser, you could do exactly that. So here I am on the floor again, but I don't mind because I had to show you this insane exhaust system for this EP2. I mean, it looks crazy. Look at the size of it. It is madness. Now, this is an M2 exhaust system, not to be confused with the BMW M2. The brand is M2. So we have an exhaust tip, back box, and I think center pipe as well, but I do know that this is decatted. So this is straight through, straight pipe, decat the lot. There is no restrictions holding this thing back, so you're going to get pure raw EP2 Honda noise in a little bit, and I'm getting excited. We're almost there, folks, don't worry. We just have the interior after this, but this thing is you can actually get your fist in there, which is madness. I've not seen many cars with an exhaust that size, but I think this is one of those days. This is my first time seeing it in person. And it is a Honda. You need a big exhaust. Otherwise, what are you doing? But fantastic stuff indeed. And just closer up here with the rear bumper, I think this has a bit of a strong word here, but rather beautiful paint on it. I mean, we can see quite a lot of the gloss here. There is some potential in this paint. I can see it, folks. But very, very nice indeed. I'm not actually sure what this black is called, but I will put it on the screen for you guys to see. It's a very lovely black indeed, though, I must admit. So that's pretty much it for the rear end of the car. Let us now move on to, I think, the part that has been changed the most, the interior. So welcome everyone to the interior of the EP2. Now this is an awesome place to be in. I mean, I've never sat in an EP2 or EP3. This is my first time. But this is awesome. I mean, the layout of this car, it's very Japanese, but it's fantastic. Everything is where it needs to be, but the dash itself is really nice. I mean, we've got this carbon fiber binnacle here, which I think is definitely modified. Or is it carbon fiber? Oh, actually, no. It's sort of a carbon fiber effect, which is pretty awesome. I do like that. That is nice. We do have genuine EP3 Type R dials here, and like the owner mentioned, this has had a full EP3 Type R swap, so not only the exterior but the interior too. And I'm currently sitting in EP3 Type R seats, and wow, I can see the hype behind them. These are so comfy, and they also look absolutely out of this world. I mean, I've seen a lot of EP3 seats, but these ones are definitely different. I feel like I've seen these in another Type R, unless they are a very special version of the Type R seat. I think the Accord might also run these Type R seats too. But either way, whatever they've come out of, they look stonking. I really like the green against the black and the red. And we do have a very red theme going on in here. Red door cards, red handles, and this... wow, there's a red shifter. You probably can't see it in the frame. I will just adjust it for you. 1 second. And here we are. So now you can see more of the dashboard, and we do have a Pioneer radio in here, or screen rather, I suppose, which is a very different modification to do. I mean, a lot of people usually just put in the Pioneer radio system, but this has gone full on and has a touch screen instead, and you can't beat a bit of Pioneer. Pioneer, Alpine, they are the gods of these types of things. So nice little addition for sure. I bet that's very convenient for when you're out and about. A bit more features to play with. And the whole dash here is great. I love this design. It is so, so cool. And this shifter is... I am lost for words on it. It's one of the most unique shifters I've ever seen in a Honda, in a Type R, and in general, in any car. The position of this shifter is definitely the most unique part about the EP2 and the EP3s. As you guys will know, it's sort of on the dash instead of being down around the center console. Just like an Abarth, it's sat just here so you can get a direct reach to it. Nothing in the way. You don't have to reach down here and finagle stuff to get to it. It's right here so you can drive the car. Definitely like it. It's very driver focused and very driver friendly. Oh, and guys, I am really liking this steering wheel. We actually have a Momo Italy steering wheel, which is very different, because usually in these types of cars, you'll find OMP, Sparco, or a Bride. So it's definitely different to have a Momo in here instead, but the feel of this wheel is exquisite. I mean, it's so nice, and it's quite a nice wheel to grip as well. I imagine that's great while driving, and I do think it is a quick release wheel, so that's also really cool. You know, you get to take it off, put it on your dash for shows and stuff like that. The dials too are great. Them being genuine EP3 dials just makes this car. And well, I guess definitely the best part is the seats. I mean, they are so comfy, guys. Oh, if you have an EP3 or 2, you'll know how comfy these are. And I feel very, very bolstered, that's for sure, if that's the right term anyway. But the bolsters are definitely really supporting, and I feel like I won't go anywhere in these seats. I feel like I could chuck it around the corner and be perfectly stable. So that's how confident I am with this car and its setup. Overall though, the interior is stonking and definitely a 10 out of 10. I really, really love it. It feels like a proper modified Honda in here. And to think this is an EP2 is just crazy. I would definitely be fooled into thinking this is a genuine EP3 Type R if I was told that, and if they hadn't mentioned that it was an EP2, I wouldn't have known. Really, guys, I wouldn't. So that's it for the interior. Let's get on to one of the most fun parts of this video, and that is the sound test. Okay, folks, I know you've been waiting for this moment, but here it is, the sound test. And believe me, it's going to be a good one. I'll probably put a noise warning because I have been warned this is a loud car. I mean, I have told you it is decal and straight pipe. So just beware, it might be loud, but it's going to be awesome. So without any further ado, let's get started. Well, I told you it was loud, and it was definitely loud, but absolutely awesome. And oh, I'm definitely getting the whiff of fumes there, pure petrol fumes, but that's how it is. A raw, full-on decatted system. Sounded pretty good, I must admit. That is the pure Honda experience right there in a 20 or 30 second clip maybe. Plenty of revs there though, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that. And that, I think, is pretty much it. Let's get to the outro. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely a lot of first time experiences today for me. This is the first time reviewing a Honda, first time reviewing an EP3/2 Type R, and first time doing a video in front of the murals, which is, I've always wanted to do that actually. I'm so glad I got to do it. It's looked really, really cool, especially with a Japanese car. They go hand in hand, that's for sure. If you'd like more videos with the murals too, then just comment down below. I'll be happy to do that. But there we have it. I'm so glad I got to review this car. It is just so awesome. It's pure, it is rad, it is ace. It's all of the adjectives to describe a car. It's fantastic, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you'd like more car reviews on the channel, whether it be Hondas or other performance and JDM cars, then you guys know what to do. Hit that bell, like, comment and subscribe, because it's always appreciated. I've got more lined up for you guys in the future. My car, as we are doing a drive video next week, so stay tuned for that. And I've also got a few other cars as well to review. One coming from Great Britain itself, and another is part of the VAT group. That's all I can sum up, and that's all I'm going to say. But for now, folks, I'll see you in the future. Have a good one.